All right, so our last example of love notes from around the state. Please welcome from Johns Creek. Please welcome Mayor Mike Bodker. Mr. Mayor.
Thanks, Peter. And you know, as I was listening to you speak, I realized how happy it made me because we've literally gone to the dogs. Let me just say, we love our dog park, and we're not the only ones. Our little dog park has gone from 2 nasty fenced-in fields to a cosmopolitan meeting place that experiences over 130,000 visits annually. By way of comparison, the highest paid attendance at a Super Bowl ever was 103,985. So really, we're as big as the Super Bowl. And of course we are, because we've got the dogs. The Purina Beneful Wagworld Dog Park, along with improvements the city's made at Newtown Park, has spawned a bit of a renaissance in an older part of town. The park sits across the street from 2 older shopping plazas and, quite frankly, smack in the middle of an area that was better known for traffic than it was a city park. And there's been quite a turnaround. That sounds like brilliant economic development, right? Well, there's a story. In 2010, we had a dog park, and it seemed nobody was happy about it. Interestingly enough, a steady stream of complaints came not only from neighbors, but also from the people that used it. It was a mess. Really, just 2 leftover spots of land, 1 downhill. And we all know what flows downhill, right? We also had a completely undeveloped park on the other side of the city where we desperately needed fields installed. We had a park on another edge of town that was in dire need of expanded parking and a nature preserve up the street with historical buildings that were also in need of repair. And we had a dog park. Hopeless, right? Well, not if you have the kind of citizens, and in this one case, one particular one, that has a dog that he loves very much. Enter Pat McNeely and his best friend, Coda. Pat is one of those citizens who dreams of a better place and actually does something about it. It's not a surprise in Johns Creek when folks get together and work to support and improve our quality of life in our community. But Pat and Coda, they weren't a group. It was just one guy and his dog. Together they entered the first ever Purina Dog Park contest, in which owners are encouraged to let their imaginations roam free and, based on a $500,000 budget, design their dream dog park. A few months later, Pat found out that he and Coda had made the cut. Wisely, he decided it was time for Johns Creek to step up. Pat called me and asked if I could help him get online votes. The number of votes received was one of the criteria for the final award. You can imagine my response, and the city responded as well. Citizens came out and voted, and voted, and voted again. No surprise, Pat and Coda won the popularity contest. Now it went to Purina's design committee and for the final decision. The committee knew very well that the citizens of Johns Creek had rallied behind Pat and Coda. In just a few days, we had our answer. I was notified we had won. Yes! Pat and Coda's story tells me that prayers don't go unanswered. They're answered by everyday citizens every day. They're answered when citizens get involved and make things better. I know we can't always agree on what the outcome should be. That's the variety of life and the challenge of good governance. But we can work together. Everyone has varying viewpoints, and sometimes we still get complaints about our dog park. But in the end, it's brought a lot of fun to Johns Creek. It's a place where people gather, laugh, play, and build relationships. And relationships build community. And a community is what we're all after in the end. Cities have potholes. Cities have broken water mains. Cities have traffic issues. Communities have little league teams coached by volunteers. A community at its heart has an art center, or a Friends of the Library, or even a nature preserve, supported all or in part by volunteers. A community has a Friday night football game where kids play their hearts out for pride, and parent volunteers sell spirit wear to cover the cost of equipment. And most fortunate of communities have dog parks. Thank you so much.